Hey guys, another marketing video here for you today. I've got 7 ways for you to start marketing your book right now. And I've also organized them by price as well, starting with the free ways that are very helpful. Free marketing doesn't always have to be spending millions of dollars. And quite honestly, I would not recommend spending millions of dollars on marketing really until you have tons of products to offer. And even then, I feel like marketing could also be done in a free way. There's a lot of ways to market your book for free, and that's what I want to talk about today because right now I'm in this phase of my book process where I'm just going through this, and it's very exciting, and there's lots of different ways you can market your book, and these are the 7 ways that I've found to be most effective in marketing your book. So honestly, I want to just jump right in. I don't want to ramble. And this is actually the first time I've written a little bit of an agenda for this video, so I'll try and follow that as closely as possible because if you know me and if you've been watching my videos, you know that I kind of like to ramble and don't really stick to a plan. But let's just get right in and start with way number 1. Word of mouth. Arguably the best way of marketing possible. Completely free and very effective. Your friend tells you that something's really good, you're going to take their advice because it's your friend. Word of mouth spreads quick and it's very effective. If you could get people talking about your book, about your product, that is probably the best thing that you could possibly do. Now, word of mouth is a little bit trickier because you can't really control how that works. If someone likes your book, they're going to talk about it. You can't really force them to, though, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately, you don't really want to force anyone to do anything. But if people are liking your book, they're talking about it, that's an amazing way of marketing. Now you can kind of prompt people to talk about your book as well. One of the things that I've done, well, I haven't actually published my book yet. Remember, it's June 24th is sacred launch date. But one of the things I've done is typed up a little sheet that I'll be including in each book that will encourage people to recommend the book to their friends if they've enjoyed it. That would be word of mouth. So you can prompt people to do that, but not necessarily forced, so it's kind of more of a natural thing. If it happens, that's amazing, and it's very effective. Second thing, newsletter swaps. Now, if you don't know what newsletter swaps are, basically, you have a newsletter, your friend has a newsletter. You swap talking about each other's books. Now, this is most effective when you can get your book into a newsletter that is geared towards the same audience that your book is. So if your book is a fantasy novel, you might not want to swap with someone whose audience is more of a romance contemporary genre fan base. You want to swap with someone who's also targeting fantasy readers, if that makes sense. So if you play this properly, it could be very effective. Finding someone who has a newsletter that's also geared towards people who are interested in your novel's genre would be very effective because you're getting your book out to hundreds of readers that you otherwise wouldn't have been able to because of your friend and their audience. So that can be very effective, and I'll talk more about newsletter swaps when I do my newsletter video, which will probably come out kind of soonish, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's very effective. Way number 3 is activity on social media, which is also free. This is posting on social media, posting about your book, but not excessively because, like I said in my other marketing video, people don't want to be bombarded with the buy. Now, but what that means is buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. I'm not talking about the posts that are talking about your book, talking about the world, talking about the characters, talking about the plot, excerpts, whatever. Those are effective. People want to know what your book's about. People want to learn your characters. People want to be invested in the world that you've created. So sharing excerpts, sharing character bios, whatever it is, character art even, all of that stuff is very effective on social media. You're sharing your passion for your world with your readers and showing them why they should be interested in your product. You're showing them what the value is in your product. And like I said, marketing is value. So you're showing them what value you have to offer in your product. Way number 4, media and press promotions. Free, completely free. Reach out to local newspapers, local magazines. They want to feature you. You're a local author. They want to feature you in their papers. Now, this is something that I've been doing. Oh, I thought my video stopped recording. I was like, But anyway, sorry. Local newspapers. You want to reach out to them. They want to feature you. So this is something that I've been doing recently. I've reached out to all the newspapers, magazines, whatever, in my community and have asked them, would you mind featuring my novel in your magazine, in your newspaper? I am releasing it on this date. I'm a local author, and I would really appreciate the press. Not exactly what I said, but baseline, you get what I mean. Doing that, just something simple like that. I'm a local author. I'm releasing this book. I'd really appreciate it, blah, 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 if you could, whatever. If this is an opportunity, wording along the lines of that. But they're generally, from my experience, I've received all yeses from all of the press that I've reached out to. They're very helpful with that. They want the content, especially if it's a local author, local business, whatever. They're more than willing to help you most of the time. And that's great. It's great for your book. You get the word out there, can maybe get some more readers from the local community, and get the word out there for free marketing. It's great. Along with this, reaching out to local newspapers, magazines, reach out to local businesses. Of course, local businesses are, at least from my experience, more than willing to help out authors. I've scheduled several signings at local businesses, and it was quite easy to do so. They were very, very excited to help out a local author with their business. Because, you are, as an author, as a self-published author, I'm assuming that's what you are. You are your own business. So they're more than willing to help out a smaller business grow. So reaching out to them doesn't hurt. The worst they could say is no. So, and then we get into the more, the more kind of borderline paying for services. So I've included in this number 6 would be tour companies. Now, there's a range of prices for these. It can be from free to upwards of $150. Would I recommend spending $150 on a tour company? No, I would not. The free ones are definitely going to be more competitive to get into. But if you can get on board with a free tour company, they are very helpful in getting the word out there about your book. There are some that charge $30. There are some that charge $20, $15, whatever. There's a range of prices. I would not recommend spending over $100 on a tour company. Why? Because it's not exactly, at least in my opinion, the return would not be as great as the amount of money you spent on the tour. You can find cheaper tours that do the exact same thing, and most of these tours that are free are still great, and they do a great job with them. I would not recommend spending $150 on a tour. I would try and find one that is less expensive, does the same thing. I can definitely, if you would like suggestions on tour companies to reach out to me. I can give you my suggestions and explain a little bit more why I wouldn't really recommend spending $150 on a tour. The last thing I have here, number 7, is something that I haven't dabbled in, but I know some people have had success with this realm. Facebook ads, Amazon ads, Instagram ads, whatever, ads. I personally have not done ads yet because I've heard that the return isn't as great when you only have one product out. And I get this. If you only have one product out, someone is going to look at this ad, buy the book, and then they're done. You have multiple products out, they're going to see that you have a backlog, they might purchase the backlog. I would not recommend doing ads until you have more of a product base built up, and I've heard this from others as well, so I probably won't dabble into ads until I have more books out. I've also heard that the effectiveness of ads are kind of weird depending on which platform you use, so I would highly recommend looking into ads more before you do them, really kind of understand them and how they work and what the benefits, cons, pros, cons, whatever, of the ads are for each platform. So I can't really speak too much on the ads, but I have heard mixed feelings about them, and I haven't personally dabbled in them, so I can't really talk too much about how they work and what's the best way to go about them. But yeah, that's the 7 things I had for you guys. I said 8 there. I meant 7. That's the 7 things I have for you guys. Yeah, I hope that this was kind of helpful and maybe helping you understand a little bit more about marketing and ways that you can market and how marketing can be free in a number of ways, and it's very effective when it's free. But yeah, so if anyone has any comments, questions, concerns, whatever, please do feel free to reach out to me either by dropping it in the comments or reaching out to me via email or any of the social media links below. I love to chat. I love talking about marketing, bouncing ideas. So yeah, thanks for listening and hope this video is helpful.